these are the things that you're going to require for this project. Some clear sticky tape, a plastic drinking straw, a pair of scissors, a helium-filled balloon, and of course a micro drone. Let's just unbox that and we're ready to start. So, first job. Okay, we're going to need to trim the drinking straw to length, and it wants to be approximately 150mm or 6 inches long, and then we will make some changes to the ends. So it wants to be roughly 6 inches long, and then 10mm from one end and 20mm or 3/8 of an inch or 3/4 of an inch in from the ends. So we'll take our drinking straw and we'll cut it to size. So that's around about the size we want, and now we're going to trim back around about 10mm on each quadrant. So we're going to cut back the straw 10mm ish and 20mm ish at each end. Now that should give us 4 little quadrants that we can use as our attachment points. There we go. Really simple. Not going to be too precise with any of this, but don't be tempted to make this too short, because what will happen is the balloon will impinge the airflow through the fans. So anyway, here's our drinking straw, and as you can see, it's approximately where it needs to be. It's just a little. Okay, now we need to pre-cut a few bits of tape. And the less the tape is handled, the better the adhesion to the objects. There we go. Okay, take the drone, pop the lid off. It's just a matter of easing out the clip on the side and take the lid off. That's the front, that's the middle. Now what we're going to do is fix the short ends using the tape onto here like this. Literally stick them on like that. Now could you use some hot glue or an epoxy? Yes, you can. I'm just using sellotape just to show you how to put it together. There we go. Now if you've got a different drone, then you'll have to work out a slightly different method of fixing, but this is a non-destructive method of connecting the support straw to the drone. Now you'll probably take a little bit more time over it. You'll notice that this actually has a little bit of a rearward tilt on it. It's nice to get this as precise as you can. It's not essential. It will still work. So let's just trim up a few of these little bits here. There we go. Just to tidy things up a little bit. Now we're not going to put this back on the drone just yet, because the next part is to take your helium balloon done with that for a moment. Get that away. Just take a helium balloon and fill it full of helium, or buy one that's already full of helium. Fortunately, because this is video and I'm editing it, I can do this. And here we are. And look at that. It's for the birthday boy. Now I found that this one works quite well. It's not, it's large, but it's not too large. And with it being a foil balloon, it works really well. So next thing to do, we bring back our little container of sellotape here. Just put that over on the edge of the shot there. Now what we need to do is find the middle of this, or the centre of gravity, if you like. Now it's a bit difficult because it kind of just wants to lift up and do its thing. So it's more or less where you think it should be, but use your finger and lift it up off. If it's going to kick that way, move your finger back. If it kicks that way, move your finger forward. So you'll find kind of like your kind of balance point, if you like. And you're never going to get it exactly right, but I reckon about there, right there. So next thing is to take your craft, that's the front, it's not that important, but spread out the pre-cut straw. There we go. Place it where you felt the centre is, and then take your tape, if I can reach it, and stick them down. There we go, there's one. Of course the tape's decided to really stick itself. Now you can use as little or as much tape as you feel. If you find it's not sticking so good, give everything a bit of a clean with a little soapy water and dry it so that there's less grease on there. Now that is how that's attached, and with it floating this way up, obviously it's going to want to float. Now we don't want it to float when it's on the drone, because it won't work, which is a real shame. You'd think that, oh, we'll get more battery time and it'll be better. No, that's not the case. So let's pop this onto here, and that's pretty much it. Clip, click, and there we are. There's our drone with the balloon ready to go. So let's give it a try and see what happens. Okay, so let's pop the battery in and give it a test flight, see what we think. Oh, there we go. A successful flight. It has calmed it down. It doesn't make it easy to fly, but it does reduce the risk of damaging anything. It's always a good thing. Here we go.